Hi everyone, welcome back to the next diecast. In today's video I'll be unboxing and doing a quick review of this 1/24 scale Mercedes-Benz S Class made by Welly. I bought this model from Amazon, actually from Amazon Warehouse Deals for around $20, and as you can see it came in a pretty heavily damaged box. That's what you see with these Amazon Warehouse Deals items. They'll usually come in either damaged packaging or be returned items that were resold. As you can see, it's in kind of the standard green Next box that Welly has currently been using. And it comes out on the side here with this side flap. So we'll go ahead and get that opened up. There's the S Class right there. Love the white. This also comes in black too, I believe, as well. You can find it for the regular price of $24 or $25. Has that kind of extra piece of plastic on there. I'll get that off. And as you can see, it does come with a door opener tool. This model does have side windows. Opening the doors will be kind of difficult, but Welly does put in door opener tools with their models that have side windows, like this one. And there it is out of the packaging. Now we'll get the model unscrewed and we'll take a look at it. Unfortunately, the model did come with some damage, as you see here. That is actually not paint or scratches. Whatever that is, I don't know what that stuff is, came right off when I was able to clean up the model. So here it is before I kind of cleaned and fixed it up before filming it for the review. There's kind of a close shot of the damage that was on the side there. We'll get this model cleaned up and then we'll give it a review. All right, as you saw in that previous clip, this model did come with a fair bit of, I don't know if I'd call it damage. I guess it was considered damage, whatever that black stuff was on there. I was able to get pretty much all of it off, though. What I did was I took this light blue Expo marker, and I just kind of dotted the car up in the areas where it had that black stuff. I let it kind of sit on there for just a tiny bit of time, and then I just wiped it off, and then pretty much all the black stuff came off. The passenger side here really did have a lot of it, kind of in this whole area here. You can see that there's still some light traces of it on that door handle. And like whatever the stuff was did take off some of the black on this pillar, so I did have to color that back in with Sharpie along with some of the silver/chrome up here. So that was kind of odd. And I knew that the model would have some level of like light damage or just grime on it, but that was more than I expected it to have. But I think it looks pretty much fine now. There are some areas that I couldn't get, like there's a small scratch here on the hood, but you can't really see it unless you look at it in like direct lighting. So I'd say that the $4 or $5 I saved on this was worth it because I was able to get pretty much all that mess off of this thing. I did have to do a minor touch up in the front here on the bumper, but you can't even see that either. So overall, the model, I would say, is very well done. We'll go ahead and give it a little review right now. But if you want a larger scale replica of the previous generation Mercedes-Benz S Class, this is what you would probably be getting. Because the other models that you would find in like larger scale are 1/18 scale, and they tend to be pretty expensive. I know that Norev has made various versions of this generation of the S Class in their line. I think they're the only one, actually. So this is the only 1/24 version that you can get. And this retails for between $20 and $30, depending on where you can find it. Amazon currently has these for sale for, I think, around $24, like $23, $24. I got mine for $20 because it was from Warehouse Deals. But I think for like $20 to $25, this is a pretty good deal. Maybe upwards of 30 is okay, but after that, I probably wouldn't pay a whole lot more than that. But I think Welly generally is better overall with detailing on their 1/24 scale cars than other budget companies that you would say. So overall, we'll go ahead and take a look at the model here. And it did come with this nice door opener tool. It seems like it was actually custom fit for this model because the end fits right into these front door handles right here. But overall, Welly, I think, does an awesome job with this model. The overall size and shape looks spot on. In the front here, nicely cast headlights, as you can see here. You got the nice LED row kind of going on there. The gap is kind of nice and flush between the headlight piece and the rest of the body, as well as the hood. You have a metal 3-pointed star badge up here. That's actually a metal ornament, which is awesome. It is kind of slightly bent, and I have seen a couple of pictures of this model online where it does seem like it's a tiny bit bent. I wouldn't try to bend it back if yours comes like that because you might risk on breaking it, but I think it's such a small piece that you really can't tell whether or not it is bent unless you look at it like super close like I am now. And they also do a nice job on the center grill here. Nice big kind of chrome piece. It's not fully perforated, but it does kind of look like it is because you have that kind of black I'm going on back there. And you have these lower grills down here. You have a nice textured grill here, and then two smaller grills on this side that have kind of a nice chrome accent. Paint on the model is fantastic. It did come with those few little defects that I was able to fix. I don't know what that black stuff was, if it was like paint from a different car or just, I don't know, like debris from somewhere. I'm not really too sure on that, but I was able to get pretty much all of it off. And the paint is pretty much flawless. Besides those, factory defects that I encountered and fixed. You have kind of a nice like metallic pearl finish going on, and it is pretty hard to see that pearl finish in certain lighting, but it looks incredible. And of course the real S500, this is actually the S500, I forgot to mention that, did come in this particular color scheme. You had the white with kind of the full sunroof going on and the black interior, but Welly did a fantastic job with all that. Nice job on the wheels as well. These rims were optional on the real car. You also have nice detailing with the brake discs and calipers back there too. And you also get full steering. Welly still puts in steering on their 124 scale cars, which is awesome to see. You do have some issues with the spinning of the wheels though. This one kind of locks up. I'm not really sure why that is. And Welly models in general have kind of always had that weird issue where like the wheels are well detailed, but in terms of them actually working, that's a coin toss. I don't know why they haven't really been able to fix this problem, but this will be on the shelf, so that won't really be a big deal. But just keep that in mind. You may have some issues with the wheels. And I did disassemble the wheel assembly, I guess you can call it, in the front here to kind of see if I could fix it, but no. It's just going to stay like that. And if you push it down, it does spin, but you can even hear. I don't know what's going on there, but I see that on some other 124 scale and 118 scale models made by Welly. Kind of a weird defect, but I suppose it doesn't matter too much if you have this up on your shelf. And of course you have nice chrome and silver accenting throughout. You get the silver painted accenting on the bottoms of the doors, and then you have kind of the chrome trim going around the doors and the windows on here. And this model does have full side windows in the front, which is awesome to see. It really gives it kind of an upper end look. Nice 30 side mirrors as well. And then up here you do get the full kind of glass roof. It's not actually glass on the model, of course, but it is based off the glass roof you would see on the real S Class. There is some slight kind of scratching on here. I did use some Novas to kind of get it off, but it does still show in certain lighting. So just keep that in mind. With a clear roof like this, it will be prone to minor scuffs and scratching, unfortunately. But there are ways to prevent that as long as you keep the model clean and don't have it like rub against any surfaces up here. And if you clean it with a soft cloth, then that'll prevent any kind of scratches from going on up there. In the back, nicely cast taillights. Very tightly fitted on there. There are no gaps to be seen, which is fantastic. And then you have the Mercedes-Benz badge back here and the S500 inscription. Then you have the S Class license plate back there too. And the exhaust is decently done as well. Now with opening features, you do have an opening hood. A lot of manufacturers are kind of doing away with that on their 124 scale cars, but Welly does keep those on there, which is nice to see. Opens up like so. And in here you do see the nicely detailed V8. The main block, I would say, is nicely molded in there. You have some different coloring and some textures going on. You have the three-pointed star in the center, V8 back here and back there. I think there should be some more detailing kind of around the main block, but this is a 124th scale car. You're not going to have a ton of detail in that sense. And the underside of the hood does have a nice texture to it as well. So I think for 124 scale car, Welly does do a good job with the detailing in here. I thought this was actually a V12, but I think the S550 had the V12 or the AMG line. The S500, I think, came with the V8 as the standard engine choice. And the hood does close nice and tight too, which is nice to say. Now the doors are a challenge to get open even with the door opener tool. You got to kind of hold the car and then also open the door at the same time. So it is kind of a two-handed job here. Just pulls open like that. And if you wanted to, you could kind of just go on the other side with your finger and push through the door, but I'll use the door opener tool right there. The window does occasionally get caught on the pillar up here, so just be very careful with that. You don't want to force it or you might risk breaking the window or cracking it or something. So I try not to open up the doors too much just for that reason. And you have a nicely detailed interior in here. Now, the thing about Welly is that they always kind of do all black on their interiors. If this were the real S500, I think there would be some maybe different coloring in here. You could get it with like maybe some like beige flooring or gray flooring. I'm sure you could get the all black as an option on the real car, but that's just something to keep in mind. But the interior, I think Welly does an excellent job with detailing for what you can see. You do have all the buttons and vents. They're just not really colored in or anything like that, but they are there at least, and you have the nice gauge cluster and Mercedes-Benz inscription going on up there too. And you have a nice texture on the dashboard, and you actually have a different texture for the lower part here, for that kind of storage case that you see there. And the steering wheel, you do have some kind of finer detailing with those different buttons, and the three-pointed star badge in the center, which is a nice touch. And the seats, I think Welly does an excellent overall job with. They're just, I think, a little bit too small for the car, but the overall texture, size, and shape of the seats, I think, is very spot on. And even with the back seats back here, too, which are kind of hard to say. This is a four-seater car. You have kind of that center console between the two back seats. Very, very nice. And on the door panels, kind of the same thing. All the detailing is there. It's just not really colored in or anything. I know it is a 124 scale car, but I think at least a tiny bit more coloring would have been welcome. At least do like the door handles and maybe like that speaker up there, because that speaker should be silver, I believe. But I think what you get there is decent. And this is the largest kind of budget model you can get of this S Class from this generation. I forget what the generation name was, but they sold this one from 2013 through 2020. But yeah, I think they did an overall good job in here. They do put in these rear air conditioning vents. You can't really see them unless you look right through the window here, so at least they put those in there. But aside from that, excellent job with the seats, and I guess a decent job with the dashboard detailings. And the doors really do kind of snap shut, so just keep that in mind to be careful with that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but I'm not going to really be opening the doors all that much anyway, so I don't think that's a big deal. This model also comes in, I think, a metallic black. I did forget to mention that, but I think the white just looks incredible, especially paired up with these wheels and this interior. So overall, if you can get this model for a good price, I would say definitely get it. I think it is cool that Welly made this particular model, and perhaps they'll make a model of the current gen S Class as well. So that would be something cool to see. I think overall the model is very well done for the price, and I would say if you're into luxury cars and you collect 124 scale model, this would definitely be a good addition to your collection. As always, feel free to comment down below with your thoughts on the model. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.